Colorado Avalanche Hockey on Altitude is brought to you by Shortline Subaru. Save money, drive better. Connect for Health. You might not think you need health insurance. We all do. Get yours today at connectforhealthcolorado.com. And by Jeep. And the unique brand of freedom you'll only find in the full line of Jeep vehicles. Visit Jeep.com. The Avalanche and the Dallas Stars tonight at Pepsi Center. First of 5 meetings between these two teams. Last year, the Avs took both games played on home ice for Colorado. Let's take a peek at the Ford starting lineup. And Peter, an interesting matchup in goal tonight.
It really is. This is not a matchup of your #1 goaltenders. Anders Lindback, stymish with the Dallas Stars after playing Tampa Bay last couple of years, but he hasn't gotten off to anywhere near the kind of start he would like. He wants a big game tonight. But for Calvin Pickard, I don't think in a loss you could have gained more respect from the coaching staff and the players than Pickard did last game against the Blackhawks. The Blackhawks were coming. They had 45 shots on goal. They ate just that last minute goal for the Blackhawks was the one thing holding them back in that game, but Pickard absolutely outstanding.
Matt Duchene, Cody Eakin to take the opening face-off, and here we go. Long-time rivals, the Avalanche and the Dallas Stars. Memorable playoff series between these two teams through the years. And both teams trying to climb up the standings in the Central Division as we begin play, and we'll show you the rest of the line combinations. The good news for the Avalanche, the return of Erik Johnson on defense, and up front, John Mitchell at center on that third line. And that leaves 7 players out because of injury. But there is hope that Semyon Varlamov, the terrific goaltender for the Avalanche, will be available and ready to play on Monday against Montreal. We're underway. Avalanche and Stars will play a total of 5 times this season, 3 times here at Pepsi Center and twice in Dallas. Tipped ahead and deep into the Avalanche zone. Patrick Eaves got a stick on it for the Stars. Comes wide to the near side. Fiddler, number 38 for Dallas, taken away and shot across by the Avs captain Gabe Landeskog. Bumped out to center ice by Dallas towards the red line in front of the penalty boxes and waved ahead by the Stars. Barry put a hit on Fiddler, and we've got a stop in the action. We're just a minute 9 seconds in, and it is a scoreless game. And that hit I just told you about, Barry, that's a penalty.
This was the hit on Johnson, Mike, and you have to go back into late October in Winnipeg, where Johnson also fell into the boards, was a little bit, he was woozy after that game. So the Avalanche just making sure that the situation for Johnson was 100%. He practiced full yesterday, looked good, looked rested, and is back in the lineup tonight. But he did not, Mike, want to miss that game against the Blackhawks.
They have lost that game 3-2. Johnson not out to start on this penalty kill. That hit I was telling you about, Tyson Barrie, that hit on Fiddler resulted in a penalty. So the first power play chance of the game belongs to the Dallas Stars. Last night, well, they were in a game against the Minnesota Wild, lost in overtime 5-4. They had 3 power play chances in the game last night. Didn't score a power play goal.
Yeah, Mike, it was a funny game. Usually when there's 9 goals in a game nowadays, there's a few power play goals, none in that game.
Minnesota back to win that one 5-4 over Dallas. Stars on the power play. Avs penalty killing's been good this year. Pass in front, tipped away by Hayda, back behind the net. But there certainly are some weapons for the Dallas Stars offensively. High in the slot with the puck, shot to Legoski. That got blocked at his own teammate. Bounces wide to the near side. Cody Eakin with the puck. Leading the team, Trevor Daley, defenseman, with 4 power play goals. Even though Tyler Seguin had 18 goals this year, just 3 of them have come on the power play. Pass back to the point, picked off by Tanguay and cleared out by the Avalanche veteran forward, and it bouncing on Anders Lindback, and it's back behind the net. Carried up ice, out to center ice. Daly. Florida has 4 power play goals this season for Dallas. Backhanded around, waiting. Far side is Trevor Daly. Behind the back pass from Jamie Benn. Back to Daly. Tight roping along the blue line. He shoots, save, and it's blocked and then cleared out. And Lindback will handle the puck, merely fires it up the ice. Pushed off the boards, but a nice block at the line by Holden. And that's going to eat up the rest of the time. So terrific penalty kill. In fact, Dallas not even able to get a single shot on net during that 2-minute power play chance. Outstanding penalty kill for Colorado. Long pass to center ice. In comes O'Reilly. Shoots, and Lindback makes the save. And then covers and holds on for a face-off.
Well, Mike, just talking to the players yesterday at practice, one of the things they commented on was the atmosphere in the building against the Chicago Blackhawks. Maybe a few too many Chicago fans they're liking, but the atmosphere was there, and they felt that there was you could feel that they were feeding off it. Good atmosphere here tonight, and I think this is why this is a big game for the Avalanche. You want to keep building the momentum here at home during these stretch of games.
The Avalanche get another game at home. 3rd in a row on Monday night against Montreal. This is a stretch where the Avalanche are playing 8 of 11 at home and 6 of 8 against Central Division teams, and certainly Dallas qualifies in that category. From behind the net, the puck is scooped up. Toki Paka moves the puck out to center ice. Blocked. The Avalanche get it back. Mitchell back in after missing 3 games. Shoots. And it blocked. Stars tear out to center. Hemsky. Old Edmonton Oilers. Moves it up off the boards. Spent a little time last year with the Ottawa Senators. He had such good chemistry with Spezza. And he was acquired as well by the Dallas Stars. Down low. Spezza shoots. Off the side of the net. And scooped up by the Avalanche. Racing out to center ice. Nathan MacKinnon showing off his speed, coming into the Dallas zone, coming wide, centers. It comes in the slot, shot, and hit a body in front. It might have hit Iginla. He was right in front of the net. The puck comes free. Cole shoots the puck across the rink. Well, reverse for the Avalanche. They were the team that had played the previous night, last time out against Chicago, who was rested. This time, Dallas playing last night, and the Avalanche have not played since the night before Thanksgiving in that game against Chicago. So a couple of days off for the Avalanche.
For Dallas, they are 0-3, like in those games when they're not the rested club. They're playing part of a rested club in back-to-back games.
Overall, Peter, they're 9-9-5 with 23 points, 6th in the division, 11th in the conference. But on the road, they are a game above 500, and road games are 5-4.
It was a stretch of games at home that was just, they could not figure out. They lost 7 games in a row at home.
Carried by Duchesne over the line, but we do have a whistle. Play is halted.
Too many men, I think, Mike.
The Avalanche are in the midst of a change as that pass was being made.
Now watch this play, Mike. This is interesting. As you're watching MacKinnon get the puck and break up the ice, watch Iginla and Landeskog. They're starting to understand what MacKinnon does. Now watch how they're both breaking into holes. Iginla's going right to the net, and in behind comes Landeskog. And for Jason Spezza, he tried to bank that in.
Penalty on the Dallas Stars, Peter, so the Avalanche get a power play chance here.
Yeah, the Avalanche thought it was going against them, and it goes the other way. So now they get the opportunity on the power play.
Well, I think the question was they had the puck, and they made the pass across, and the whistle was blown.
That's why I thought there was a penalty going to be called against them.
Eric Cole will serve the penalty for too many men on the ice, called it 5:23. And the Dallas Stars, not great this year on the penalty kill, 21st in the league. And the Avalanche working on the power play. Scoreless first period, MacKinnon. He shoots, hit a skate. Grabbed by Cody Eakin, finds a seam, and shoots the puck the length of the ice. Now, if the Avs score on the power play, a lucky winner will get Avalanche tickets to an upcoming game, courtesy of American Lifestyle Furniture. Go to afwonline.com/altitude. It's back out to center ice by Dallas. Recovered by Alex Tanguay. He feeds the puck across toward Landeskog. Shoots it around and rims to the far side in the Dallas zone. Tipped back behind the net. Chipped along into the corner. Scooped up off the boards and punched through center ice by Fiddler. Back into the Avalanche end. Johnson will retrieve the puck. Great to see him back after missing one game with that neck injury after the hit in Arizona. Gives the puck to Tyson Barrie. Skates out to center. Drops it for the trailer. Duchesne gains the line. He gives to O'Reilly. Back towards the point. Handoff goes to Barrie. Nice work by Barrie to fight off Horkoff. Shot by Redmond. Tipped high. Rebound was there for O'Reilly, but it got blocked. And then cleared out by Dallas. Sent down the ice by Jason Demers, just recently traded from the San Jose Sharks to Dallas. A couple of shots on the power play so far in the first minute and a half for the Avalanche. They give to the trailer Duchesne. Again over the line to O'Reilly. Fed back for Redmond. High in the slot. Johnson's pass got tipped. Bouncing along. Jordy Ben had it for a moment. O'Reilly wrestled it away from him. Goligoski up ice for Jordy's brother Jamie. Handoff. And it's shot down the ice by Goligoski into the Colorado zone. Time going to run out for the Avalanche on their power play opportunity. So both teams use up 2 minutes of power play time. Avs did get a couple of shots, but it's still a scoreless game. Dumped in by McLeod of Colorado into the Dallas zone. Scoop back behind the net. Handled by the Stars. Pushed to the inside. Demers up the boards. Bounces out to center. Brought ahead. And shot into the Avs zone by Colton Sceviour, where it's covered by the goaltender Calvin Pickard. We'll be back in a moment. More first period play from Denver. No score in our game.
Welcome back to the Pepsi Center. In the first, it is scoreless between the Stars and also the Avs with Patrick Roy. Now, Patrick, this morning you told us that you want to take advantage of the fact that Dallas did play last night. What's one thing that's imperative to see from your team early?
We had a few good shots on that. I believe that we have a good start. I'm happy with our start, I should say, and we just need to continue now.
Thanks, Patrick.
You're welcome.
All right, guys, back up to you.
All right, thanks very much, Julie. Sure appreciate it. Well, Peter, what have you seen so far?
Well, just what Patrick was saying, that you got to keep pushing the pace. It's so important when at altitude that going to be a penalty on this play, Michael. But just say at altitude, you want to push the pace. If you can get the other team to lose their legs in the first period, Mike, I've just seen it too many times. It's hard to get your legs back inside of the game. And now for the Avalanche power play, Mike. It's one of those things that you stop talking about it too much in the locker room before games, because the Avalanche players know they're in a 1 for 32 slump right now, and power play goals inside of these games mean so much. They're just bearing down, moving, and doing the things that they practice every day.
7:47 the time. Cole interference right after that faceoff, and it gives the Avs another power play chance. Second opportunity here early in the first period. Avs have the puck down low. Chance save made by Lindback. Around the wall, back to the point for Barrie. Flipped it to the backhander for O'Reilly. Taken on the backhand by Barrie from O'Reilly, who gives to Redmond inside the circle. Back to the point for Tyson Barrie. Moving along that blue line. Circle pass. O'Reilly shoots. Deflected wide around the wall, but kept in by Colorado. Zach Redmond, Avs defenseman. Shoots. Save made by Lindback. Big rebound. Picked up by Redmond. Back towards the point. Danny Briere changing places with Barrie. Into the circle with a pass. Duchesne. One-timer by Redmond. Kicked out. Barrie shoots. Had it blocked. And it's shot down the ice by the defenseman, Jyrki Jokipakka. At center ice, McKinnon. Shreds the hit. Moves the puck over the line for the trailer. Just in over the line. On time is Johnson to Landeskog. One-timer gets blocked. And it deflects into the screen and out of play. Let's look at tonight's winning combo, presented by Black Jack Pizza.
Well, slow down Seguin, Mike. He's had 6 goals the last 5 games, 18 on the season. And I think the other thing is push the pace. The Avalanche want to use the energy that they built from last game. I know they lost, but they felt they did a lot of good things, and a lot of players worked hard in that game and gave themselves an opportunity.
Still 42 seconds to go in the Cole penalty. In a scoreless first period. And win the faceoff. Comes back to Johnson. Other point man, Tanguay, back to Johnson. A little pressure from Jamie Benn. Puck squeezes free, and it's turned with a backhand out of the zone by Dallas. Hustling back, Tanguay for the Avalanche. Getting to the puck. Gives to Erik Johnson. Goes down to the ice, but MacKinnon picks up the puck. Angles across the line, stolen from him, and then slowly shot down the ice, angling towards the corner. Pickard out to meet the puck. 10 seconds left in the penalty. Another rush for the Avalanche. Landeskog makes a handoff, but it's over skated and shot back the other direction. Shot taken by Eves, goes wide of the net for Dallas, and that's the end of the penalty. Pulls out of the box. Avalanche 0 for 2 on the power play. They had 4 shots on net during that 2-minute power play. A total of 6 in 2 power play chances, but nothing to show for it. Shot by Cole, bouncing in on Pickard, and he slings that one wide. Shots, what a difference. 8-1 in favor of Colorado. Pickard has not had to be as close to as busy as he was the other night against Chicago. Seguin coming in, pass, shot, blocked, backhander, off the skated in. And it's 1-0 in favor of the Dallas Stars as that one banked in off the skate of Jan Hejda on a blind behind the back backhander that angled off the defenseman's skate, and Dallas on a 2-on-1 developing, Peter, somehow got a goal out of it.
Yeah, and Seguin driving through the middle does a nice job of finding Aikens jumping into the play. Now Aiken, Mike, he's a center iceman on this line. They got Seguin on the wall. He and Ben are the left wing, right wing combination, but this is just, you know, one of those things that it goes in, Mike, when things aren't going well. I mean, that's just is how it goes, because Hejda sees it. He goes to kick it right here, and it just ricochets right off his skating in.
Just kind of spun on him as soon as it skate did.
Stars goal scored by
Well, 1-0 for Dallas. They killed a couple of penalties, then get the first goal of the game. To the point, Daly shot, save made by Pickard. Waved away. Morkov gives to Hemsky. We show you the Jeep scoring summary. Cody Eakin gets credit for the goal at 10:24. Tyler Seguin, another point for him. The same for Jamie Benn. Benn now with 22 points. And Seguin with 31 points. Shot caught by Anders Lindback. And he'll hold it for a face-off and give us time to take a television timeout from the Pepsi Center, where the Dallas Stars are up 1-0. Let's see who is in the groove. Brought to you, of course, by Groove Subaru.
Well, coming into today's action, the leading goal scorers in the National Hockey League, Tyler Seguin, I mean, he had just been sensational. Rick Nash and Steven Stamkos, who the other day reported, Mike, that he isn't 100% yet, which is scary around the National Hockey League. But here's I think this is a great look. Rick Nash has been considered maybe the best player in the Eastern Conference. This kid, Tarasenko, in St. Louis, has been unbelievable. But leading everybody by a mile is Tyler Seguin, Mike, and there's only 4 other players at 9. So half, I mean, all the rest of the players in the league have less than half, just I mean, right around half as many even strength goals. I mean, it's just amazing.
Stars have the puck. They've got the lead. They're up 1-0. Yoki Paka moves the puck to center ice for Spezza. It comes free and chipped ahead by Sivior. Deep into the Colorado zone. Stars after it in the corner. Barry pushed it up the wall, grabbed and pushed out to center ice by Gidlin's pass behind MacKinnon. Back into the Dallas zone, but Colorado is offside.
Well, Mike, it was impossible to not be impressed with Pickard last game against the Blackhawks. It's one thing to face 45 shots. It's another to face 45 shots from the likes of Toews and Kane. And how about Marian Hossa? Marian Hossa, I mean, he just couldn't believe it when the game was over. He had 9 shots on goal and nothing to show for it. Unfortunately, neither did the Avalanche. But this is the last 3 games for Calvin Pickard. Just extraordinary numbers, right around 96% save percentage.
He's faced only 4 shots in this game, and certainly not his fault at all on the first goal of the game. Went off the skate of Jan Hejda. He's given Dallas a 1-0 lead. Grabbed by Fiddler, cutting in. He shoots and misses the net. Around the wall, Daly holds it in. Shoots it back towards the corner. Fiddler just getting up onto his skates. Kicks the puck around the wall. Shipped back behind the net for Eves to take. Getting into the corner, holding on him. And tapped him enough that the puck came up. There down to center ice. Duchesne knocked down. Dumped back the other direction by Dallas into the Colorado end. Pass by Redmond to center ice. Gleason got it through, but it bounced to the Dallas line. And a bad pass intercepted and carried back in by Johnson. Gives to McLeod. He shoots, saved by Lindback. Bouncing puck. And it rolls on edge and comes out of the zone. Hammered back around. Lindback will stop it behind the net. Lindback looking for his first win of the season. Goals against average almost at 5. Peters listed at 6'6". He's just huge. Behind the net, Hayden makes the pass to the corner. Chipped ahead, and then the puck rolling towards Lindback, and he'll put the big glove on top of it to get a face-off.
And Mike, I apologize for not commenting. I was watching Matt Duchesne. Watch this strange play right here. He steps on the puck right here and goes down, and then he got his right arm, it seemed, caught underneath him as he went down, and then elbow or whatever, he came to the bench in some pain. The esteemed Matt Sokolowski had a look at him and seems to be okay. But that's one of those funny ones, Mike, when you step in the puck, you lose all your balance.
And then to have the opponent's skate get into your arm. Mitchell to the corner. Makes the pass. Briere turns and shoots and scores! Danny Briere! That's his 5th of the season. And the Avs have tied the game at 1.
Well, for the Avalanche, this was much needed. You know, they got unlucky on the first one. They get a little bit lucky here. Lindback just pulled away away. He was watching where Briere might be moving the puck, just left a little bit of an opening, and the score now tied at 1.
Danny Briere, 5 goals this season. 3 of them have been game winners, including an overtime game-winning goal against the Arizona Coyotes. Tip to the front, but goes through the crease and wide. Avs keep it alive in the zone. Backhander down low, put out in front. Spencer fired it off the boards to center ice for Eric Cole. Skates into the Avs zone. Shot comes wide of the net. Jammed around the wall. Kept in play by Demers for Dallas. Cleared away by the Avalanche. Ginla to the red line. Shoots the puck in. Goes to the bench. The Avs make a line change. Dallas doing the same. And the puck carried to center by Daly. Weaving his way through. Chipped it, going after it. Poked to the corner by the goaltender Pickard as Daly slides into the net, dislodging it. And forcing a whistle and a timeout on the ice. Danny Briere now with 5 goals this season, and our game is tied at 1. Time for Did You Know? Brought to you by Stevenson Automotive. Here is tonight's question. What team did the Stars franchise merge with in 1978? Was it C1 Atlanta, C2 Cleveland, or C3 Saskatoon?
And of course, from there, Mike, they moved down to Dallas, and you know, it was really tough on the fans in Minnesota. Danny Briere, now, Mike, he is a guy that comes up big in playoff time. One of the reasons he was picked for the Colorado Avalanche, or picked up for the Colorado Avalanche, Mike, during regular season games, he scores at a .73 per game clip. In the playoffs, .94. I mean, he is a point-a-game guy in the playoffs.
Peter, they also have 12 overtime goals. And of course, the Avalanche fans have been following all season. Remember, the goalie scored less than a second to go to win a game in Boston very early this season. So he's just a clutch. And he's tied this game up at 1.
Winter, you have the opportunity to be a part of
Briere at 13-13. 1-1 hockey game. Hansen back behind the net. Jamie Benn plays the puck to the point. Shot didn't get through. There were some bodies in front of the net. And Ben from the knees couldn't play the puck. It comes out to center. Snatched up and carried down the near side by Egan. To the corner. Back up towards the point. Slid across. Far side shot. Tipped to the net. Pickard made the save. Back by Ben to the point. Near side with it. Shot gets blocked. Avalanche took it away. They had some bodies in front of the net. Goligoski keeps it in the Avalanche zone. Worked free, and then McLeod stole away the pass. Moves out to center. Dumped into the corner. Klingberg moves the puck to center. This is an interesting story. John Klingberg, the rookie defenseman, leading the Stars in time on ice during even spent situations. To the point. Shot! That was a rocket to the point by Jordy Ben. And Pickard, we have noticed that when he has played, Peter, so good at seeing through a crowd.
Very calm, very relaxed. But Michael, here's a guy that last year, I think the Olympics always bring some player into focus. And I don't think players around the people around the National Hockey League knew enough about Jamie Benn. They put him on a line with Getzlaf and Perry. And that line dominated the Olympics, and everyone realized, man, is this guy good? That was as beast of a line as you could put together in one group of three guys, because they all played the same. Big, mean, hard, talented hockey.
Bouncing puck, pushed back behind the net. Whipped around the wall at the half boards. Held at the point by the Stars. Pickard out of the net to handle it for Colorado. Gives the Hayda. Shoots it around the boards, and it slips through and all the way down the ice. Then back, tap it into the corner. The Stars back to retrieve the puck. Pass behind the net by Jordy Ben, Jamie's brother. And the puck is behind the net. It's dangerous area and chipped into the corner. One of those, should I go should I handle this or not? And then you're committed. And then it becomes a little dangerous, but the Avalanche are able to handle the puck. Thrown in by Landeskog. Pass, here's a chance, and score! And the Avalanche are up 2-1 on the goal by Jarome Iginla. His 4th of the season. He just rolled in, waited for that pass. And you give him a chance like that, Peter, he's going to deliver.
But Mike, as you're watching this, watch John Mitchell. John Mitchell drives the net, and when he does that, the defenseman goes with him, and it leaves Iginla open. What a nice play. He's not going to get a point on it, but John Mitchell coming right down the middle. Takes a defenseman, frees up Iginla, and Iginla, as you mentioned, Mike, doesn't miss from there. Nice read by Landeskog, but that was just a really well set up, basically 3-on-2 for the Avalanche.
The Avalanche, after giving up the first goal, now have struck twice and lead this one 2-1. Pass comes into the Colorado zone, yanked back out to center ice.
And number 4, Tyson Barrie.
Off the boards to center. Steal by Mitchell. Brings the puck in. Throwing to the boards. Pass back to the point. Knocked away, and it's a race. But the player Eves for Dallas had turned to the bench. That allowed Mitchell to go get the puck. Long pass for Redmond. As defender shoots it around the wall into the Dallas end. Turned around the shelf. Duchesne first to the puck. Trying to keep it in. He does. Shot by O'Reilly. Going wide, but gloved by Lindback. And he holds to the puck for a faceoff. The Avs up 2-1 in the first period.
Well, it's been a terrific year for Tyson Barrie and the Avalanche. And I just think back a year ago at this time, Mike, he was just sort of getting back into the lineup for the Avalanche. But look where he sits right now as far as assists by defensemen. I mean, those are the big boys around the league. Giordano with Calgary right now, Shattenkirk, Brody, Letang. I mean, you're sitting among the best passing defensemen in the league.
Look at that goal by Iginla, his 584th career goal. That ties him with Matt Sundin, Joe Nieuwendyk for 21st place all-time in goals.
The irony of that, of course, is if you know the history, Iginla was traded for Nieuwendyk way back when, and you know it was a trade that certainly helped the Dallas Stars, as Nieuwendyk was just a Hall of Fame performer there and then eventually in New Jersey and Toronto. But Iginla, what a career he has had.
Barrie shoots, glove save made by Lindback. So we've got goals Briere from Mitchell and Gannon, and then Iginla from Landeskog and Barrie.
To this point, Mike, the Avalanche center iceman had done a pretty good job on the faceoffs. They got clobbered last game by Chicago. Chicago really had a big game in the faceoff circle. So the Avalanche, you know, you want to come out the next game and just turn that around.
Duchesne would try to win this one. Stars intercept. Seguin trying to use his speed, couldn't split through the defense, and Johnson and Hayda. Pass comes up the ice for Duchesne. Reaches the red line. His shot deflects and has gone over the glass and into the seats out of play.
As you mentioned, Michael, the Avalanche 4-2 in their last 6 games. And the 2 games they lost, it's tied late into the game when Ovechkin scored, and then when Bickell scored. And so there's a little bit of that frustration that's been there all season for the Avalanche. And this is the kind of game here tonight. You want to just keep it going. You got the pace where you want it now. That's what Patrick Roy was talking about. That's what the players were talking about. But just keep pushing.
Stopped at the side of the net by Pickard. To Johnson, poke checked away from him, but Iginla follows up. To Landeskog, McKinnon with speed, bursts out to center. Trying to get Rod on the defense. Forced towards the corner by Klingberg. Landeskog waiting at the half boards, trying to go back to the point, but Hayda was just coming across. You have to chase the puck back into the Colorado end. Less than 2 minutes to play in the first period. Colorado gave up the first goal, but they have back to not only tie, but then take the lead. They're up 2-1. Spezza kicks the puck to the side of the net. Okipaka sends it around the boards. Spezza long pass tipped by Cole. Angles the puck towards the Avalanche net. Cut off by Barry. Takes the hit, delivers the puck in the corner. Turned up off the boards. Shift back into the corner. Again for Colorado. Tied up momentarily. Reaching into the puck. Spezza. He gets hit by Talbot. And the puck kicks up and lifted out to center ice for Mitchell to take. Lobs it ahead to the Dallas zone. Turned out towards center ice by Jordy Ben. Greer got it back. We're in the final minutes of the period. 15 shots for the Avalanche. Just 6 for Dallas.
Mike, this is the Dallas club that had 45 shots last night.
2-on-1 happening for the Stars. Eves pass. Shot, score! Eves pass was blocked, and then he got his own rebound, and he put it in to tie the game at 2. Peter, you and I were having a discussion before the game about 2-on-1s and what you should do.
Yeah, and on this particular one, Mike, this is just, you don't want to say that a lucky goal by Dallas. There are no lucky goals. You work to get a goal like this. Eves does a nice job. But the puck just bounces directly back to him. The first one went off of Hayda. Watch it right there, right back to him. And Johnson's trying to find it. He can't quite get it. And so Dallas, with some good hard work and a little bit of luck, Mike, tied it 2.
He was trying to make the pass across, though, wasn't he?
Absolutely. And it just hit Johnson. Johnson played it well. He took the shot away, took the pass away, but got a little unlucky.
Dumped in. Pickard swings the puck around. We're tied at 2. Last 15 seconds of the period. Pass ahead through the middle. Over the line. Stars have got the puck. 8 seconds to go. Shot comes wide. And the shot stopped. Pushed up ice. One last shot. Here it is. Lindback makes the final save of the period. That's 16 shots, though, the Avs had in the period. But the game is tied at 2 after 1.
But it's one of those ones that's tied at 2, Mike. But the Avalanche, no, they did what they wanted to do in that first period. The whole idea was to get the pace of this game up, get their game going. Their game is speed, and they had that in the first.
They outshot the Stars 16-8 in the period. 2-2. Briere and Iginla with the goals for the Avs. Eakins and Eves for Dallas. After the break, stay tuned. You won't want to miss the Toyota Intermission Report. Time. Going to the second period. Dallas 2, Colorado 2. And part of the game plan for the Avalanche when this game began, partly because of the fact that Dallas played last night, and otherwise using your assets, really played with some speed and pushed the pace, right, Peter?
Oh, absolutely. We talked about it, Mike, and I've been down here, and I've done enough games over the years to know in these kind of situations, the club that's coming into this building when they played the night before, wants a slow pace to the game. They want to really manage that first period. Make it as short a game as possible, like make it a 2-period game, a 1-period game if you can. But the Avalanche didn't allow that to happen. They just kept coming and coming. The defensemen by the end of the period really were working hard for the Dallas Stars. And here's the goal, and you can see, all of a sudden this opens up. The defensemen are backing in, backing in. Great pass, great drive by Mitchell. Again, look, good shot. But again, that pace of the whole period really helped score that goal.
And Peter, just to show you how well they did, the average for the Avalanche is about 8.5 shots on goal during the first period. They had 16. In fact, they threw 24 shots at the net in that first period.
And that's what you want to, you just want to keep doing. Do not slow down.
O'Reilly sends the puck in, and it got away from Lindback. Around the wall, held in, shot by Hayda, comes wide of the net. Out to center, pass back by Seguin. Block, O'Reilly picks up, moves over the line, stripped away by Jamie Benn. Banked out to center right, scooped up by Seguin, flipped it, but pass went behind Eakins. Offside, Dallas.
Like just some interesting numbers about Tyler Seguin and what he has done since the Olympic break last year. So this isn't a 10-game snippet. This is a good stretch of hockey, and you see where he ranks in the National Hockey League. He is first in goals. He is first in points. He is second in game-winning goals, even strength goals. He's leading the National Hockey League. I mean, and that's, I mean, Sidney Crosby's in that group of players. Mike is, you know, he is number 1 out.
And the thing is, Peter, how much more difficult is it to do that sort of thing on a team that is not, at least record-wise, among the best in the National Hockey League?
Well, sometimes when the record's the best, Mike, that really doesn't make a difference. I mean, he's just out there playing hockey right now. Last year, it was only he and Ben that were, you know, as far as scoring threats, they tried to add some depth.
Got Spezza, they got Hemsky. Good snapshot by Redmond.
Talbot got clipped, Mike.
And there's going to be a penalty. Pickard had made his way to the bench, and the Avs are going to get a power play, their 3rd of the game. And I guess it's determination now, will this be a 2-minute minor or a double minor? And there's a conference going on with the referee and linesman.
Captain Jamie Benn of Dallas coming over to listen in. The referee came over to look.
Dallas play number 4, 2 minutes, high stick.
And they decide it's just 2 minutes.
That is Jason Demers, who recently in a trade, not Brendan Dillon, but that's Jason Demers. Dillon went to San Jose in the trade for Jason Demers with the San Jose Sharks.
Have another quick look at that. Yeah, it ricocheted off of Cleach. That's why it certainly wasn't intentional.
But a power play nonetheless for the Avalanche. 0 for 2 tonight, but they did have 6 shots in those 2 power play opportunities. Landeskog into the corner for McKinnon. Alex Tanguay makes the pass, and it's picked off. Pickard out to field the puck. Scoops it behind the net for Tanguay to take. Talked to him today, Peter, a little bit about the mask and about the shield that he's wearing. He said really seeing very well that no problem when you're looking down side to side. Things are going well with what he is wearing to protect that broken bone in the face. And the way he's played against Chicago and here tonight, boy, he just looks great. Not hampering his ability at all. Pass back to the point, but nobody manning it. Alex Tanguay has got to come back into the Colorado zone to pick up the puck.
But Mike, any player will tell you, it gets so hot. It really is like wearing a fishbowl.
Well, he said he had a choice. He didn't want to go with the wire because that's harder to see, and he went with more of the clear look. But as you said, there is that heat part of it.
And it's basically for Tanguay 2 parts. there is the really long, deep face mask that Danny Heatley wears, for example. Not many players wear it that's that long, and then there's the jaw protector.
After the face-off, a broken stick. It was O'Reilly's stick who broke. He's gone to the bench. Extra stick for O'Reilly. And the breakout begins with 30 seconds left in the penalty on Demers. Into the corner. Duchesne. His pass goes through the two defensemen, down the ice, back into the Avalanche end. Dangerous area there, but Avalanche have got it. Carried out to center ice. Barry gaining the line, blocked at the line, and shot out towards center ice. Knocked down with the glove by Redmond, so the Avs don't have to come back into their own zone to get to the loose puck, but it's scooped away by Ben as the penalty expires. Hard shot, and it missed the net. Back up the boards to the Avalanche. 0 for 2 on the power play. Did not get a single shot on net last time on the power play. Shot wide of the net, cut off by Redmond, as defenseman. Up the wall, pushed back towards the point. Shot wide of Pickard from Klingberg. Slapped at by Daly of Dallas. Duchesne for Colorado protects the puck. Makes the handoff. And Redmond looking for a breakout pass. Comes near side for Barry. To the middle circle. Poke checked away from McLeod. Picked up, carried in by Seguin. Cutting across. Waiting, pass back in the slot, gets tipped towards Daly. Pass in front, broken up. Good defensive work by the Avalanche to get a 2-on-1 developing. Carried in by Talbot, he shoots and a kick save. Rebound shot, knocked off the blocker of Lynn back to the far side wall. Talbot's got it, hooked in the corner for McLeod. Poke checked away from him. Spencer had a bounce on him, scooped back behind the net, and Klingberg, defenseman for Dallas. Pushed the puck to center ice. Carried it down the wing. Spencer cuts across. He turns and shoots and misses. Turned around the wall. Held in at the point by Jordy Ben. Couldn't find an opening. Makes the pass to the far point. Pass out in front. Gets blocked. Takes down. Played back by Horkoff to the blue line. Shots. It's caught by Pickard. No rebound allowed. We'll have a face-off.
Well, Talbot, who I thought had just a terrific game last game against the Blackhawks, and Mikey just kept it going here tonight. And just talking to him about that game against the Blackhawks, I think, again, it's a look ahead. Here, I'll get back to that in a minute, but Jason Spezza, what a career he had with Ottawa. And I really think that there was so much scrutiny of his career that, you know, it's nice to get away from that situation in Ottawa. But Max Talbot was saying that if that would be the best, if they had the outdoor game, it would be Chicago, Mike. Chicago, the Avalanche, because it would be old-fashioned pond hockey. If they could ever get an outdoor game, I think Chicago should be the opponent.
Well, I don't know, Peter. Got to disagree with you a little bit on that. Respectfully disagree with you.
Yeah, no, it's stubbornly disagree because you want Detroit. Who are you kidding?
And the corner, Fiddler with the puck. Centered front. Nice save by Pickard. Centered back out into the circle. Shot gets blocked. It's going to be a penalty on the Avalanche. The late call as Lindback made it to the red line. We got a whistle. And there's going to be an interference call against the Avalanche, which gives Dallas their second power play opportunity of the game.
12 minor charge for slashing.
Well, the Avalanche did have a couple of power play goals scored against them last game against Chicago. As a matter of fact, they were the first 2 goals that Chicago scored in that game. But Mike, the Avalanche penalty killing is still 3rd in the league and has been outstanding and a real bright spot this year.
See Jerome again in the penalty box. The slashing penalty called at 5:21. Dallas with 12 power play goals this season. Win the face-off. Seguin with a bullet, and the glove save made by Calvin Pickard, the Avalanche goaltender.
Well, when we watch Seguin wind up here, now he's got a great shot. You don't lead the league of the National Hockey League in goals without a great shot, Mike. But he's very interesting goal scorer. He'll be down in front of net. I've seen him tip, grab rebounds. I mean, he scores in every way possible.
Another one on the draw for Dallas. Pass comes across for Seguin. Slides it back. Shot comes high. Off the glass. Scooped up. Pass back by Ben. Goligoski. One-timer. Seguin. And it tipped and went out of play.
Well, they moved the puck pretty well in that one. I mean, that was in the corner with Ben. To the point man to Seguin in just two quick passes. And that's the way you want to do it in the power play. Good movement. Players are moving into openings and holes. And Seguin's got a little bit of that offside shot that makes him so dangerous.
Dallas has won the last 2 faceoffs on this power play. This time the Avalanche get to the puck. And Tanguay wastes no time. Ramming it down the ice. Seguin catches up to the puck. Gets it behind the net. And Goligoski heading out to center ice. Pass for the trailer. Seguin makes it over the line. Pass for Ben. Back across. Goligoski. His pass gets tipped out to center and just knocked down in time by Klingberg. Scooped up by Seguin. Oh, he was coming in. He was winding up, but the play was offside.
Seguin had 9 shots on goal last night against the Minnesota Wild, and we've all known how well defensively Minnesota can play, so it shows you the kind of game they had. Here's the scoring leaders as they stand right now. And again, Mike, it's he's emerging into and could one day very easily win the scoring championship.
He's got an assist on the first goal for the Stars. Lindback forced to hold the puck for a face-off. There's still a minute to go in the penalty on Iginla. So far, Dallas has managed just 1 shot on net.
Well, Lindback, Mike, he played all 4 Tampa Bay's playoff games last year against the Montreal Canadiens. They lost Ben Bishop, their outstanding goaltender, and Lindback had to play. It just didn't go his way, and he was picked up by the Dallas Stars when the free agency started.
Egan's now stepped in for the face-off against Cleach. Cleach, Talbot, Holden, and Gennon. Holden chance right off the face-off, short-handed. Those are the penalty killers out for the Avalanche. Game tied up at 2. Colorado leading in shots 18-11, but Dallas has some time on this power play opportunity. Carried in, and a poke check nicely at the line, and backhanded ahead by Talbot. What an integral part of the penalty killing Max Talbot has become.
Like, he's so smart. I mean, he always seems to be that guy that's in the right spot to break up a play.
Cody Eakins poke checked as he came over the line. Dallas manages to keep it in. Dallas moves it down low. Bailey into the corner with a pass for Spezza. He's surrounded by Avalanche players. It's worked free along the wall. McLeod got it back momentarily for the Avalanche, and they will chop it behind the net. And put off the glass and out. Another nice job of penalty killing by Colorado. Iginla set to come out of the box. Dallas only had 1 shot on net. And that's just 1 shot in 4 minutes of power play time tonight. Horkoff had the puck for the Dallas Stars. Got it again. Checked by Duchesne. Rolled free. Labs get it. O'Reilly turns, plays it off the boards, didn't get it out. Ben had it for a moment. Bounced away from him. Grabbed by Barry. He's into the Dallas zone. Cuts in front. Poke checked away. And Cole takes away the puck from O'Reilly. Put it to the side of the net. Snatched up. Carried up ice. Pass out to center ice. Pass across for Cole into the Av zone. Turns, he shoots it, slowed up, sticked aside by Pickard. And snatched up and passed out to center ice for Vinceur. He just slipped a big hit. That was Goligoski, who was lining up Vinceur out at center. Gennon makes the pass to the far corner for Barron. 360s away from the four-checker. Pass out to center. Talbot spins away from a hit. Charging after the puck in the corner. Fiddler turned it around. Turned it around the glass, but it climbs over the glass, and the puck has gone out of play. We're still tied in the second. Deuces Wild. It's 2-2. All right, let's go down to the Avalanche bench. Peter McNabb with Zach Redmond.
Zach, it's obviously a 2-2 hockey game, but you're happy with the way your club has played to this point?
Yeah, I think so. It's it's going. There's been a couple unlucky bounces our way, but I think if we keep going, keep keep playing simple like this and throwing pucks to the net. Good things are going to happen.
The key to stopping the Dallas Stars is what?
What's that, sir?
The key to stopping the Dallas Stars, and I'm not sure.
Well, they have some top-end talent, so making sure that they're accounted for. And then just playing hard, making sure we're smarter. The blue lines are a good transition team. So we definitely got to be careful around our blue line.
Zach, thanks a lot. Appreciate it. Yeah, sir.
All right, thank you, sir. And Zach? I love it, Peter. That's funny.
He knighted me.
Is that what it is?
That's what he did. I guess he recognized
your achievements. Got it. Out in center ice. Bounce pass ahead into the Colorado zone. On the near side boards, kick back to the point. Goligoski turns and shoots. That skipped down and went wide. Klingberg centered out in front. Chase to the corner. And the pass broken up by Iginla. And ricocheted into the center zone. Pass across the middle. Read well by Redmond. Drop pass for Iginla. He turns, he shoots, and into the chest of the goaltender Anders Lindback. Luxury has an address. Cooney Lexus invites you to see the full line of Lexus all-weather drive sedans and luxury utility vehicles for 2014. They're available at Cooney Lexus of Greenwood Village and Colorado Springs.
Mike, if you're the Dallas Stars, you like how this period is going. The Avalanche now, that was their third shot on goal in just about half of this second period. So they've weathered that first period storm and come out quite well.
And Peter, the Avs have had only 3 shots so far in this period compared to what they had at first when they had 16. And we approach the halfway point of the second period. Pass comes wide for Cody Eakins. Slides it across, kicked off the skate of Jamie Benn, forcing Calvin Pickard, the Avalanche goaltender, to cover for a faceoff.
Well, Mike, in the Western Conference, this is a big night. The top 8 clubs made the playoffs. So right now the wild card teams are with 29 points, LA with 28 points, Winnipeg. And Mike, there are 5 West on West games tonight, meaning that at least 10 points are going to be picked up in the Western Conference, and they're going to be sprinkled through all of those things. So this is a keep up with the Joneses type game for the Avalanche.
Puck comes down into the near side slot, and it's kicked away. Handled by O'Reilly. Seats back behind the net. Chipped up the boards. Goes back towards the point. Saucered across. Daly winds and shoots. Save, rebound. Loose between the circles. Picked up by Eakins. Pass back to the point. Slid across for Daly. In the slot. Bouncing free. Scooped up off the boards. And punched into the middle. Breakaway chance, but there's going to be a penalty. And we'll be back for the explanation. It's 2-2 in the second.
Welcome back to the Pepsi Center. In the second, we are knotted at 2 between Colorado and Dallas. And there you see Kevin Pickard. Kevin Pickard having just an outstanding game once again. We are with his parents, Kathy and Dan. Now, Kathy, you flew in from Winnipeg today. So that's a long flight, but it must be wonderful. I know you're in Montreal to see Calvin play, but it must be wonderful to see him out there.
It's really exciting, and it's a dream come true for Calvin to be playing at this level.
How nervous are you?
Oh, I'm a nervous wreck. A nervous wreck. I've been nervous all day. I was so worried I wasn't going to get here, but I got here just at the start, well, just after the game started.
And you made it just in time. Now, Dan, we were just talking. Varlamov told me that he thought Calvin was very mentally strong, and you said he's always been like that.
Yeah, ever since he started playing goal, he's always been a strong mentally goaltender. He faced a lot of shots in junior, and he's always been able, to stand up to the challenge even when he's had bad games. So, he's strong.
Thanks, you guys. It was so great to talk to you, and thanks for being here. All right, guys, back over to you.
Holden with a chance, and Lindback, the other goaltender on the ice, sliding across to make the save.
Mike, and Michael, talk about Calvin's parents being gluttons for punishment. Michael, you know what it's like. Your son's a goaltender, and you know how nervous you get. Calvin's brother, Chet, is a former first-round pick of the Nashville Predators. First round, Mike, 18th overall. He's been up and down the American Hockey League, played a little bit in Europe, but, still goaltending in Europe right now and the Danish League. So for all of those years, watching 2 goaltenders play.
That'll put some years on you. Power play chance for the Avalanche. Eakins a boarding penalty at 10-11 has given the Avs their second power play chance of the period, fourth of the game, and Lindback makes the save.
And Mike, up front for the Avalanche in this power play unit, Talbot, Cliche, and Briere. And which tells you that Patrick Roy is not particularly pleased with some aspects of the game right now for the Avalanche. Because this is normally a line that's going to grind it out for you. Obviously not Briere, tremendously talented, but the other two guys are
more likely to see some penalty killing time, right?
Exactly, but they're getting it right now for the Avalanche because of the way they've worked.
Shot comes wide of the net. Briere, who has scored a goal in this game, has it along the near side half boards, back to the point for Holden. Briere down low with the pass. Shot by Talbot, save, bouncing puck. Is taken away by the Stars and skated out. And up the ice by Fiddler. Skates in over the line, makes the pass. Back in, it comes wide of the net. And Holden will retrieve the puck. Quickly gets it up ice for Talbot. Chipped it in. And a race to the corner behind the net. Talbot, great play. Got it to Iginla. What hustle there from Talbot. Hand off to the half boards. McKinnon gets it back from Iginla. Down low, trying to jam it. Blocked with a stick by the goaltender Lindback. Side of the net for Iginla. Walked out, shot by McKinnon. Comes wide of the net. Holden's got it. Down low for McKinnon. Hand off to Landeskog. A lot of room. See what works. Makes the pass. Iginla behind the net pass for McKinnon. Back to the point for Barrie. Moving. McKinnon one-timer, missed the net. Rattles around the wall. Barrie holds it in for the Avalanche. Penalty is over. Pass in the slot for McKinnon. Handed back to Barrie. Chipped out to center, and it just hopped over a stick. Back to the end. 4 shots on the last power play. But 0 for 4 tonight with a man advantage for Colorado. Eakins fights through a hit. Pass comes across for Duchesne. Curls to the boards. Turns again. Moves along the end boards. Pass in the slot. Shot by Johnson. Missed the net. Back into the circle. To the point for Johnson. Shot through traffic. Lindback makes the save. And holds the puck. A lot of pressure for the Avalanche. But still 2-2 in the second.
And you can see why my coaches will talk about maybe you don't score, but the momentum that you can get offensively on a good power play, where there's good movement, where everyone's, moving, getting shots, getting the puck on net. And here's the last sequence where, again, we did not see Erik Johnson use the big slap shot, Mike. He just got it through.
Race for the puck after the faceoff. Volodovsky got to it, passed through the middle. Tipped back in front of the penalty box. There it is. Avalanche regained possession. Tanguay cutting across. Got off a nice pass. Duchesne shoots. Saved by Lindback. And it's bounced back through center ice. It'll angle towards the goaltender, so play continues on. Pickard hooked it behind the net for Redmond to take. 6:45 left in the period. Spezza moving along the boards in the Avs zone. His pass broken up. O'Reilly's ready. Makes the takeaway, makes the pass for Duchesne. Cuts over the line. He shoots, kicks save, not free. And racing up ice with the puck. Hemsky cutting in. Couldn't get around the defender Johnson. Ales Hemsky, terrific hockey hands, but that time could not get around the defender. Long pass, offside, Dallas. With 6:08 left in the period.
Well, you see a play like this with Johnson, and Hemsky, for all his years with the Edmonton Oilers, the great moves, the great way that he's able to handle any offensive situation. And Johnson just made it look easy. And, again, these are parts of the Erik Johnson game now that are there game in, game out, and trusted by not only his players, the players in the Avalanche, but their coaches.
Cliche, Talbot, Briere. Back out for the Avalanche. They got some power play time earlier in this period. As retreating back in their own zone. Cliche flings the puck across. Stars got it back. Read well by Johnson. To the Dallas blue line. Worked free by Briere. He's knocked backwards. And the puck to the neutral zone. Johnson patient with the puck. Threads the pass through for Talbot. throws it into the Dallas end. Handoff for Jordy Ben. Banked it off the glass to center ice. Haven steps to the red line. Wide open Landeskog, but Colorado is offside. They were in the middle of a line change that hadn't been completed. That caused the offside play. 2-2 in the second. These lucky fans upgraded from the Ram Trucks fan zone to lower bowl seats, courtesy of Ram Trucks. You can purchase tickets in section 362 for your chance to win, and also upgrade to the official truck of your Colorado Avalanche.
Erik Johnson, Mike, again, he made a couple of plays in that last particular sequence. Didn't look like big plays because he didn't allow them to be big plays. He took the puck away from Hemsky, he stepped up on Ben. Situation where he could have given Ben the blue line, he didn't. The puck is, doesn't get into the Avalanche zone.
2-2 in the second, 5:20 to go. We had 4 goals scored in that first period. Nice steal center by Iginla. Handoff to Landeskog. That's going to score the second period at this point. The Avs are now out shooting the Stars 10-5 in this period. They turned it around. Shot by Horkoff misses the net. Hemsky fed back to the point. Slapped it across for Daly. Winds it around. Slowed up. Hemsky shoots. Had it blocked. Landeskog, nice protection of the puck. 3-on-2 Avalanche. McKinnon, Barry right down the middle. McKinnon shoots. Knocked down. Saved by Lindback. And he dives to cover.
Well, I would love to be able to look in the mind of Tyson Barrie and see how he thinks to do things. Right there, he just takes off through the middle, and again, what it did right there on that play, Mike, all of a sudden, both McKinnon and Iginla are dangerous. Now, McKinnon's on his forehand, so that's a great opportunity to take that shot. But watch now. McKinnon's available for shot, Iginla is available, all because Tyson Barrie drove the net.
He put his head down. He was moving.
Exactly. He just decided, okay, I'm going to be basically a decoy in this play and just go through the middle, much like Mitchell did when McKinnon scored his first goal.
Almost a rebound for him. Ben knocked down by Johnson. Stars still have the puck. But it slipped past the point man. Klingberg back into the Dallas end. Goligoski fired it around the boards. Has put that forecheck pressure on. The puck kicks out to center ice. Jamie Benn forced to send the puck back in for Goligoski. Headed out to center ice. Bounce pass ahead for Ben. His pass broken up. Nice pass by Johnson. Went off of Tanguay. And a nice follow-up by the Avalanche. Pass across. Broken up by Goligoski. Snatched up by Seguin. Lost the puck. Adds have got it. Tanguay winding. He shoots. Saved by Lindback. He almost waited Lindback out. Johnson pitching in, cutting behind the Dallas net. Shoots, save, rebound, slides through the crease into the corner. Avalanche all over Dallas at the moment. Redmond, pass across, shot, blocker save made by Lindback. And the Avs are now at 30 shots.
Ever since that power play where they really got some momentum, they've been just all over, just as you mentioned, Mike, all over Dallas, jumping up into the play. Tanguay, oh, Mike, look at him make him play by doing nothing. See, that's that little hidden deke Tanguay has. So few players have it. He had the puck, didn't do anything with it, and both guys committed to something they thought he was going to do.
Well, that icing call forcing the Dallas Stars to use their timeout. And there you see the field and the jaw protection of Alex Tanguay.
Yeah, that's a two-piece. It's not one big piece, but you see the top part of the visor. That's what I'm talking about, how much lower that is than most. And then there's the bottom part to protect the other part and not allow a stick or a puck to jump up and re-injure him. But he is a talented guy, Mike, isn't he? Lindy Ruff, who, Mike, 9th all-time now, tied with Brian Murray as far as wins for a coach so many years. Seemed like he was always there in Buffalo with those great Buffalo clubs. Now in his second year with Dallas. There it is right there as far as active leaders, only Quinville and Hitchcock. Barry Trotz now with Washington. Daryl Sutter, of course, with the LA Kings.
Well, his team is being outshot in this period 15-5.
And they just cranked it up over the course of the last, 7 minutes of this game.
Right, the Stars get to the puck. Jamie Benn coming wide. Backhands it in. That allows the Stars to change up. They use their timeout to rest some guys. Got the puck after the faceoff and were able to get it in, but the Avs come right back. Lindback covers the puck. The Avs once again rushing into the Dallas zone. With 3:08 left, we're still tied at 2. And it's funny, Peter, you wondered about Calvin Pickard. Last game, Peter, so busy. 45 shots against Chicago. Goaltenders will tell you sometimes that's great. Only 13 shots against him in this game. He hasn't been busy.
Yeah, one's is physically demanding. Certainly against the Blackhawks, that's the kind of game. It's mentally demanding because they have so many talented players. But physically, you got to be so sharp. Now, it's mentally. You got to be ready because sure as heck, there's going to be that next chance is going to be a great one. It always seems to work that way.
And Dallas, Peter, has not had a shot in 7 minutes. Lindback has to kick the puck behind the net. Avs right on it again. They continue to put that pressure. Shot comes wide of the net. Up the wall. Pass out to center. It'll bounce. They're going to call icing with 2:54 left. And the face-off coming back into the Colorado zone.
Well, for the Avs, Mike, if you look at recent games that they have played in Arizona, Carolina, they're behind New Jersey, the New York Rangers, they come back from being down in that game. All comeback wins for the Avalanche. And, you look at the other 2 games, Chicago, Washington, both tied, late into the third period of those games. So, it's been, every game has been so tight. This one doesn't look like it's going to be any different.
Stars do have the puck. Roussel. Center ice. Pushes it deep into the Avalanche end in the corner. Redmond wrestles his man away from the puck. That allows Briere to carry the puck to center ice. On to Duchesne. Pushed ahead. Duchesne tangles up in the near side corner. The puck comes free. Roussel skates into the center zone. Stick handles away to the Colorado end. Taken away by the Avalanche. Duchesne comes back into the Dallas end. Waits, turns, shoots, and it popped up in the air and covered by Lindback. He was looking around the goaltender. He couldn't find where that puck was.
Well, Mike, just as we watched this replay, I was watching on that last little scrum on faceoff. Marc-Andre Cliche came off the ice right away and was clearly in some pain. Duchesne jumped on, and that's why he was on the ice with this group of wingers. But Cliche was clearly in some pain as he came to the Avalanche bench.
That's won another faceoff. To the point, Barry, Given, slides it down the boards. Duchesne behind the net. Pass by Tanguay, slides wide for Barry. Behind the cage for Duchesne. Back shot, score! You can feel it coming. It was going to happen, and Alex Tanguay, with his 8th, the team-leading 8th goal of the season, has put the Avs ahead 3-2 with just 2 minutes left in the second period.
Big goal, well-deserved goal for the Avalanche. They just kept coming. Good pressure. Again, Tyson Barrie down low. Gives the puck to Duchesne. Now, again, we're talking about reading the play. And what Tanguay does is Tanguay goes out to where Barrie should have been. When Barrie slides down like that, Mike, everyone kind of follows him down. There's an opening. There's a space there. And that's what Tanguay did. He filled that space. Great pass by Duchesne.
So Alex Tanguay and the team leading 8th at 18 minutes. Matt Duchesne, Tyson Barrie with the points. It's Barrie's second assist of the game.
And number 4, Tyson
and for Duchesne, gets his 8th assist of the season. He's got 15 points. McKinnon dance behind the net. Centered for Barrie. Here's a chance. Blocked. And run through center by Cole for Dallas. Got over wide. Immediately the Avalanche attack the other direction. McKinnon coming wide. Stripped away from him by Klingberg. Up for Cole. Lost the puck. Stars will get a hold of it. It's Goligoski circling back. 1:05 remaining in the period. Seguin will chase the puck behind the Avalanche net. Hayter ties him up. Work free around the wall for Jamie Benn. Back to the point. Shot through traffic, got tipped, and went wide, and Pickard covers the puck. Avalanche out shooting the Stars in this period 16-5, and they've got a goal to show for it.
And Alex Tanguay now, Mike, he has a single point in 13 of the now 22 games that he has played for the Avalanche this year. And for him to have 8 goals and be leading the team, it's a very unusual season for him, because he is, as we well know, he's about a 3-to-1, assists versus goals.
40 seconds to go in the period. Johnson for Colorado. Circles behind the net. Finds O'Reilly. Quickly up ice. Walton Tanguay. Set up the wall. Eakins. Bounced it out to center ice, but Hayda waiting. Really finds Duchesne. Coming in wide. Cuts across. He shoots. There's going to be another penalty on Dallas. Matt Duchesne with his speed and quickness drawing a late second period penalty.
And Mike, again, you're absolutely right. This was just speed.
Number 24, minor penalty for holding a stick.
This is just speed, Mike. When you're trying to do anything you can to slow the guy down. Duchesne right there just reached out and grabbed the stick. Jody Benn, of course, Jamie Benn's brother. His career didn't go, as quickly into being the National Hockey League as Jamie, but done a terrific job for Dallas.
So power play number 3 of the period, 5th of the game for Colorado.
Stars penalty number 24.
Avalanche back in the run zone. It is holding. Circle back behind the net, getting away from Antoine Roussel. Pass through the middle. Just seconds left to go in the period. And there's the horn to signal the end of the period. Colorado outshot Dallas 17-5 in the period. It was all Avalanche. They get a goal from Alex Tanguay. Peter, they've got the lead going to the third.
Yeah, I really thought the Avalanche, Mike, did just a real good job. First part of that period, maybe even the first 8-9 minutes, they didn't quite have the same pace, but then all of a sudden, they just stepped it up and took it to Dallas in the last part of that period.
A team that played last night, maybe showing a little bit of that weariness from having to play back-to-back. And the Avalanche taking advantage. They now lead 3-2 after 2 periods at Pepsi Center. Next on Altitude is the Subaru Intermission Report. Colorado Avalanche Hockey on Altitude is brought to you by Groove Subaru on Broadway or online at grooveauto.com. Pepsi, proud to support the Colorado Avalanche. Pepsi, live for now. And by the Ford Explorer. It's time you did your exploring. Ford Explorer, go further. Avalanche get a goal from Alex Tanguay in the second period. They lead the game 3-2 as we head towards the third. And Peter, let's look at our Lexus on the ice. And for the Avalanche, you're looking at a couple of defensemen getting involved during that second period.
But different styles. You got great, big, tough Aaron Johnson. And how well he's playing defensively. Impressive, taking on the other team's top lines night after night. I mean, just Jamie Benn is not easy to bring down, but Johnson makes it easy and had a great second period. And then there's Tyson Barrie, a couple of assists tonight, and his game is just go. I mean, he does a terrific job of pulling everybody towards him. McKinnon had the option, because of what Barrie did in that play, Mike, to either shoot or move it to Iginla. And he's got a +3, but as we were sort of looking in that second period, the loneliest guy in hockey sometimes is Nate Ginnon. Nate Ginnon is back there, in a defensive mode with no one else around, because Tyson Barrie is just gone. Now, he just jumped up into the play, and Ginnon himself is a +3 in tonight's game. So they are a pretty good match.
You can see that Benn in the penalty box, still another minute 41 to serve in his penalties as we start our period. Now, if Colorado scores in the third, you score with Subway. Visit your local Subway restaurant tomorrow for any regular 6-inch sub for just $3 after 3. Peter, the Avalanche during that second period put 28 shots towards the net. That's 52 through 2 periods.
And they had under 50 the whole game against Chicago. So, that's been a real good offensive first 2 periods. But, Mike, this is a power play. It hasn't been clicking before. Could they use one now?
Dropped by Roussel. Banks. Along the end board, scooped up by Duchesne. Long out with pass, got away from O'Reilly. Backing up with the puck up. Shoots the puck to center. Avs steal. O'Reilly. Hand off given to Barry. Sent across. One-timer. Blocks in front of the net. Back towards the far side wall for Tanguay. He's got a goal tonight. Shot by Barry. And that one skimmed off of the goaltender. Anders Lindback and goes wide. Duchesne, nice job of protecting the puck. He shoots. It's goal! Power play goal. Matt Duchesne lights it up. And the Avalanche up 4-2 on Duchesne's 8th goal of the season.
And a big goal for the Avalanche. Mike, they couldn't get anything by Lindback in that second period until late. And, you know, when Tanguay scored. And now all of a sudden Duchesne, now he's got a goal. It's just a great play off the wall. I talked to him between periods, Mike, and it was interesting. He got banged up there twice in the second period. I didn't realize, I didn't see it the first time around when he stepped on that puck in that second period. The guy landed with his skate on his arm. He thought he was hot, like as he was coming to the bench, and he said it scared the heck out of him. And then he went knee first into the boards and was having that worked on. So he showed us some real toughness there to come back in the third period.
Peter, believe it or not, that's his first power play goal of the season for Matt Duchesne. And the Avalanche are up 4-2. The Avs score. You win with Subway. Go to your local Subway restaurant tomorrow for any regular 6-inch sub for $3 after free. 35 shots for Colorado. They've had 12 of them on the power play, and they get that power play goal to take a 2-goal advantage early in the third period.
But Mike, this is a little bit of veterans night here for the Colorado Avalanche. The first 3 goals, McGinley, 37, Tanguay, 35, Briere, 37 years old. So the veteran guys for the Avalanche coming up big in tonight's game. Briere and Tanguay have both added an assist. And now 21 points in 20 games against the Dallas Stars in his career for Matt Duchesne.
And Peter, speaking of assists, Tyson Barrie gets an assist on that goal. It was Duchesne from Barrie and Tanguay in 26 seconds. And it's third assist of the game.
He's been on the ice for all 4 goals.
An outstanding night for Tyson Barrie. Alex Tanguay, multi-point night. Duchesne, multi-point night. Shot from the point comes wide. Off the boards to Cleese. Chipped it off the glass and out. Peter, haven't seen John Mitchell in a long time. Is he on the bench?
I was looking down to see, and I have not seen him. Like I was waiting to get a look at the whole bench.
It occurred to me I haven't called his name in a long time.
And there's an extra spot on the bench. There's a spot beside me that's wide open, and this bench is full when the Avalanche have their full team.
Stars with the puck in the Colorado zone. Shot through a lot of traffic. That hit Eric Cole in the back, comes wide. Long pass to center. O'Reilly over the line for Duchesne. He sprints in. Backhander. Save made by Lindback.
Well, let's go back to that goal. And you know, Matt Duchesne has perfected playing off the wall and playing down low. He protects the puck so well, but on that particular play, Mike, you just saw him looking to find the opening. And here he's coming. You see the defensemen, they're just backing in. When he's coming that fast, you just gotta hope your goaltender is gonna make the save, because he's just, you go across to get him, Mike, he's gonna dart in front of you.
Taken to center. Pass off the boards too far for Jamie Benn. Bounce back to center ice, and the Avs on the move again. McKinnon knocked to the ice. That'll be a penalty. A tripping call. And this will be the 6th power play of the game, and most power play chances that the Avs have had in one game this season.
Dallas penalty number 4, 2 minutes, tripping.
And Mike, you don't want to harp on something, because it's just a fact, as we talked about. It's not an excuse. But you know, this is what happens when you have played the night before and you're pushing the pace. You're gonna start taking penalties. You know, you're just that one step away, that half step away. And the Avalanche have the kind of speed that can force you into mistakes.
The Bears a tripping penalty. And the Avs going to work on their 6th power play. They just scored on their last one. They go up 4-2. the faceoff, and they have been doing a great job of the faceoff. Glove save made by Lindback. Faceoff again in the Dallas zone on the Avs power play.
Well, all season long, you know, we said the Avalanche need that big goal, but look at Duchesne and how he's starting to get it going. And only Nash, who has played terrific hockey this year. Patrick Kane for the Blackhawks, and Matt Duchesne, Pacioretty, the Montreal Canadiens. But those are, you know, those are big goals, Mike, in that third period. With the league right now being
this could be another penalty,
yes,
Peter.
It is, yep. And this is hammer time, Mike. Right here.
Put this game away right now, right, Peter?
This is all-time hammer time. I always tell people that, you know, the guy I used to watch, Gretzky, I used to watch Lemieux. Like, these are the times when they'd step up, they'd control the game, they'd score on it, and the game would, for all intents and purposes, be over. And you have to absolutely want this goal, this situation, as much as you want anything this game.
Well, they've got a minute 49 of 5-on-3 and another win on the draw. That has been such a key for the Avalanche. Winning the faceoff, Duchesne got it back. 5-on-3 as for minute 49. Barry sweeping wide. Sends the puck high in the slot for Johnson. Give it back to Barry. Into the circle for McKinnon. Back to Barry. Gives to Johnson. Wrist shot. Glove save made by the goaltender, Anders Lindback.
Well, Lindback is like he's caught an awful lot of pucks tonight. Puck's coming through. He finds this one really well because he's looking to the right and is able to get it to the left of Landeskog, who was in front of the net.
Duchesne again trying to win the faceoff against Vernon Fiddler. And Duchesne again winning the draw. Hooked it back to the point for Tanguay to take. That's 2 face-off wins on this 5-on-3. McKinnon feeds to Barry. Dishes off to McKinnon, bottom of the circle. Back to the point for Tanguay. He shoots, save, rebound, score! Gabe Landeskog gets a 5-on-3 power play goal. It's 5-2. Landeskog's 7th goal of the season, 3rd on the power play.
Mike, I had a perfect look at this. And a real key here is Tanguay walks in. He saw the opening far side high. Lindback did a nice job to find that because he was screened. Tanguay had picked his spot. He was going far side blocker, and the rebound just sits there. And Landeskog, Mike, starting to crank it up offensively. But a big goal for the Avalanche, and Tanguay, another point.
That's his 2nd point of the game. And the Avs are still on the power play. This is now the 7th power play. So they get 2 power play goals here in this period. As we show you our Subway scoring summary. Gabe Landeskog on the 5-on-3. Alex Tanguay, another point. And how about Tyson Barrie? That's now 4 assists in this game. 4 assists for Tyson Barrie. And the Avs still have time on the power play. Saved by Lindback. Into the corner, scooped around. The Avs get it done. They're up by 3 here in the 3rd period. They've scored 3 unanswered goals. Breakaway from the Stars. Barry gives puck to Holden. Cross ice for Briere. He shoots. And that one was tipped high around the glass and out. The puck brought back in. And in behind the net. Puck taken away by McKinnon. He'll race out to center ice to the red line. Poke check as he got to the line. Landeskog keeps it alive. Put it into the corner. McKinnon scooped it around. Iginla. Out of the box comes Goligoski. The penalty is over. So they have 2 for 7 tonight in the power play. And both those power play goals coming here in the 3rd period. To the point. Down low. Pass shot. Blocked in front. Galen turns and shoots another block by Jordy Ben. Pass up ice for Eves. Shoots it in wide of Pickard. Chance down low for Hemsky. That's taken away by the Avalanche. O'Reilly coming out to center. Comes around the board. Behind the net, Duchesne with the puck. Skates into the corner. Pass back to the point. Redmond's pass intercepted. Up ice. Pass comes through. Hemsky down the middle, cutting across. And Hayner rides him into the corner. Hemsky slips away. Pass side of the net. Shot save made by Pickard. Rammed around the wall. Held at the point. Demers shot blocked. And scooped away by Tanguay. He's out to center.
And Mike, I'm not sure that we've seen Cleach in this period either.
I saw him once, Peter. He did have a shift.
He did have a shift? Okay. I was trying to look down the bench because it is getting awfully roomy down here.
Again, puck across for Johnson.
Mike, we just got word from the Avalanche that Mitchell leg injury will not return.
The Avalanche, a couple of power play goals. First, Matt Duchesne, and then Gabe Landeskog. It's 5-2 Avs. Let's answer the question from Stevenson Automotive. We asked you earlier, did you know what teams did the Stars franchise merge with in 1978? Answer, the Cleveland Barons.
And Mike, the reason I always remember that team, I was playing at that time, they had the first time I'd ever seen one of the big screens at the end of the ice. Any of us have seen it? When we scored, it took us about 5 minutes to get the game going because we all wanted to admire ourselves on this. And Mike, there's no question now. The Avalanche, Patrick Waugh just told the guys, no, we're down to 3 lines, short shifts. And because both 2 center icemen out of the mix right now for the Avalanche, so Briere has moved into the middle.
Also want to mention, Peter, on the 5th goal for the Avalanche, originally with Landeskog from Tanguay and Barry. Now it's McKinnon, not Barry. So still with 3 assists in this game, and now standing effort, but not a 4-assist night for Tyson Barry. That change has been made. McKinnon with the 2nd assist on the 5th goal for Colorado. Goligoski handling the puck at the blue line. Backhand to the cross. Stays in. Shot goes wide. And clangs around the wall. Avalanche have got it. Again, no pressure on him from Cole. Dishes back across for Tyson Barrie. Now 41 shots in this game for the Avalanche. Pass for Landeskog. Slips one check over the line with a pass for McKinnon. What a spin move, but then lost the puck. Sent out to center ice. Hayden to Landeskog. Backhanded in on a bounce towards Lindback. Swats it to the corner. Shot around for Seguin. Taken from him by McKinnon. Up the boards. Seguin. Pass to center ice. For Jamie Benn. Back to Seguin. Cutting in. He shoots. Had it blocked. And the Avalanche march out to center. Waiting at the red line. Jordy Benn. Pass over the line for Seguin. Dropped it behind him. O'Reilly stole it away for Colorado. Back to center ice. Pass across for Demers. Shoots it around behind the Avs net. Blinded around the boards by Eric Johnson. 11:20 to go in the 3rd period. Shot by Eves sails high. Demers pinches in at the half boards. Back towards the blue line for Eves. He shoots wide of the net. Lands in the far corner. Roussel takes the puck for Dallas. His pass blocked. Give it back to Eves. Circles the net behind for Eakins. Walks out in front. Stripped away by O'Reilly. Makes a pass up ice to center. Turned back by the Stars into their own zone. Under 11 minutes left to go in the 3rd period. Avalanche using a couple of power play goals in this 3rd period to take a 3-goal lead. Pass in front and missed wide by Cole. Avalanche has got it. Redmond dancing back behind the net. Give to Talbot. Up the boards and out. And the puck down the ice. Klingberg moves the puck to the corner. Pass up ice. Doesn't connect for Dallas. Avalanche, Nick Holden shoots it back into the Stars end.
The Avalanche are doing what Patrick Waugh asked them, like short shifts. The last couple of shifts have been about 30 seconds apiece.
Spezza through center ice. Pass back through the middle circle and into the Dallas end. Jordy Benn trying to make a pass, but hit the skate of Nathan McKinnon. Rolls back to the corner. Taken away by Gordy Bent. Makes the pass. That gets tipped out to center ice.
Mike Dallas going for it. They're still going for it against Seguin, Ben, and Spezza as a line. And that's a line that was very successful early in the season.
And Seguin has the puck. Trailed by Ben. He shoots, and Pickard makes the save. And we'll be back. We cross the halfway point of the third period. Colorado leads Dallas 5-2. It was a 2-2 hockey game after the first period. Alex Tanguay, after the Avs were swarming around Lindback, finally got one in. And the Avs took that one-goal advantage into the third. Then the power play goal by Matt Duchene, his 8th goal of the season. And then 5-on-3 rebound. Dave Landeskog scored it. His 7th of the year. And the Avalanche enjoying a 5-2 lead in the third period. And for the Avalanche, their big guns have come out to play tonight.
And the top two lines have been terrific for the Avalanche. And then us, Briere got a goal with that third line. And so that was the key goal. It got the game tied at 1 in that first period.
Big nights from Tanguay, Duchene, Landeskog, Iginla, Barry. All big contributors offensively for the Avalanche. All they've given up so far this game is an assist to Tyler Seguin. Pass in the slot for Johnson. Slugged across for a Hayter. Cross ice pass to Flex. Drops down to the ice. Spezza. They're trying to make a pass across. Hamilton carried out to center ice. Off the boards with a pass. Bumped ahead towards the corner. Backhand try by Fiddler goes wide of the net. Wraparound try by Fiddler. Jammed at, but Pickard tight up against the post. Makes the save. Hasn't been too busy tonight, but Pickard's been good when he has to be.
And Mike, this is a very interesting number. You look at it now. This is most individual games with at least 1 point. This is the first time this year Alex Tanguay's had more than 1 point in the game, but 13 times. This is only his 22nd of the 24 games this year. Tyson Barrie also having a very, Mike, that speaks of consistency offensively, and all season long he has Mike jumping up into the play, getting involved.
8:30 to go in the third period. Redmond slaps the puck around. Holman puts the puck to center. 43 shots for Colorado. Just 19 for Dallas. Lindback whips the puck around the glass. It ends up going into the crowd, out of play.
Well, for Lindback, Mike, this is going to be a tough one. This will be, if the Avalanche can keep going, win this game, it's going to be 5 in a row since joining his new club. And boy, you just want to get that first win. You see the goals against, that's not including tonight. So 5 more goals against tonight, and I think for Dallas, they've got a couple of young guys on defense. They've got a real good group of forwards. That defensively right now, it's still just a bit of a question mark for the Dallas Stars.
All those young defensemen. Yoki Paka shooting the puck ahead, but it is a whistle with 8:07 to go. And we'll have a face-off in the neutral zone with the Avs up 5-2. Next up, Peter, Montreal on Monday night. They are the #1 team in the National Hockey League, but they did lose last night to a team that does not have a good record, the Buffalo Sabres.
And they lost in a shootout tonight in the rematch in Montreal against those same Buffalo Sabres.
There by Roussel, and he shoots the puck wide of the net. Slammed around. Wraparound try by Roussel, gets blocked. Chased down by Eakin. His pass cut off by Talbot. Slapped wide of the Avalanche net. Tapped to the corner by the goaltender Pickard. Mom and Dad flew in for this game and got to be enjoying what they've seen so far.
What they're really enjoying, Mike, is a 3-goal lead.
No, you know what? It's still tough to watch.
Oh,
it'll be a 10-goal lead, Peter. They're the Bears of the goaltender.
A lot easier than a tie, I'll tell you right now.
Pass out to center. Brought by Duchene over the line. Hand off. Shot tipped wide of the net. Jammed at by Duchene. That gets blocked. And Cole carries to center. Pass stolen away by O'Reilly. Gives to Duchene. pass cut off between the circles by Demers. Dives to the puck. Taken back by O'Reilly. Makes the pass across. Brought in by Redmond. He shoots wide. Around the boards. Jam back behind the net. Pass comes for Demers. Under 7 minutes left to go in the third. And the puck flipped into the Dallas bench. The puck has gone out of play.
And for Dallas, this is the first of a 3-game little road trip. But Michael, they've been better on the road this year, 5-4 coming into tonight's game than they have been at home. As we talked about Lindy Ruff, it was one of those times, like, can you imagine how tough it was? They went 7 consecutive games at home without a win. And you bury yourself in the standings.
Play began tonight. Dallas leading the Avalanche in the standings by 2 points. The Avalanche now 6.5 minutes away from tying Dallas in points at 23. Seguin will chip pass goes towards the goaltender Pickard. Helmet on the ice. That's Jan Hayden. Landeskog carries the puck in. Stars take it away. Seguin to center ice. Cutting through the middle. Makes the pass for Spezza. For the trailer. Ben. Shot. Goes wide of the net. Pass out in front. Caught by Ben in the skates. His pass towards Spezza cut off. And a shot down the ice by Landeskog. It'll go wide. Result in an icing call. With just under 6 minutes left to go in this game.
Well, let's have a look at Matt Duchene's night. We talked about him at the start of the show. He was so important that, you know, he keep going. You know, some nights when he hasn't had a point, it's absolutely, I mean, the only word is frustrating when you're Matt Duchene. But tonight he has a couple of points, a big power play goal for the Avalanche. And this is the kind of night that maybe Mike all of a sudden he gets himself, he's going right now. And Mike, how many times have we talked about it? He's going, but the points haven't been there. Maybe now they start to come.
Peter's still an interesting stretch coming up for the Avs. We said #1 team in the NHL coming Monday. And the Avs on the road for 2 games up in Canada against Calgary. Maybe the biggest surprise in the National Hockey League. And then the next night, the Central Division game against the Winnipeg Jets.
Another club is maybe not as much as Calgary, but still had a real strong season.
Chase back into the Colorado zone for the puck. Tyson Barrie, 3 assists tonight for Barrie. That gives him a total of 16 this season and 18 points. Stepping up, defenseman Nick Hogan. The puck into the Dallas zone. Quick pass up the ice. Penalty coming up on the Avs. Cody McLeod is going to go to the penalty box. When we return, Dallas gets a power play chance. The Avs lead by 3.
We're back at the Pepsi Center. Avs on top of Dallas 5-2 in control. Just 5 minutes left to go. You're looking at Leland Fay. He took part in the Av for a Day program. He went to morning skate today. He also met some of the Avs players as well. Now this is why 2 years ago Leland was diagnosed with stage 4 terminal cancer in his lungs, liver, and stomach. Doctors gave him about 10% chance to live, just 6 months. In the meantime, he coached his son's hockey team. His cancer is in remission, and he was just named the USA Hockey Coach of the Month. Leland Fay, congratulations, and thank you so much for being here, guys.
All right, thank you for that story, Julie. Appreciate it. It's a power play chance for the Dallas Stars. They're 0 for 2 tonight. Haven't had many shots during their power play opportunities. In the box, Cody McLeod, a hooking penalty at 14:59. Seguin skates in. Pass back towards Goligoski. He gets checked, and the puck comes out to center ice. 2-on-1 Avalanche. Bringing in Briere. Turns and shoots. Went off the skate. Goligoski will head back up for Dallas on their power play chance. The red line. Slams the puck in. Comes up the wall, and Hayda handles the puck. Gave it to Johnson. Back to Hayda. Avalanche have O'Reilly, Tanguay, along with Johnson and Hayda on the penalty kill. Riley and Tanguay have left the ice. Landeskog and Iginla have come out on a penalty kill. Shot in around the glass in the ad zone. The Avalanche move to center. Johnson carrying the puck. Dumped into the corner. Stars still have not had a shot on net during the power play. Pass up ice for Hemsky. Puts it back behind him to the point. In the slot. Back towards the point for Daly. Hand off to Spezza. To the point. Shot through a lot of traffic. Goes wide. Daly waiting at the half boards. Pass to the side of that for Hemsky. Roll it slowly to Spezza. Going to dig it out in the corner. Final seconds of the penalty. McLeod standing up in the penalty box. Puck lands in the corner for Hemsky. Up the wall for Spezza. Turns and shoots. Off of Pickard. Hemsky walks out in front. Pass in the slot. Saved by Pickard with the glove. And he'll hold it for a face-off.
For Calvin Pickard, this will be his third start, his first win inside of those starts. His other 2 wins came in relief. But Mike, I really thought the key to this game for Pickard was after the 2 goals that Dallas scored. And they were the kind of goals that, Mike, some nights they don't, there's no way they go in, but tonight they did. But he stood tall after that. The bad bounces or the deflections that came back to Eaves in that situation, he didn't get down on himself and allow that next goal.
Especially, even though the Avs ended up out-shooting Dallas 16-5 in that second period, Peter, at the beginning of the period, it was Dallas that had some momentum.
Absolutely. They were coming, and all of a sudden, he made the right saves and didn't let that Dallas get that goal where they could go into maybe a more defensive mode, and the Avalanche eventually took over.
Now with 44 shots, leading 5-2. Dallas did not have a shot on net, Peter, in that last power play. The penalty killing for the Avs, perfect tonight, 3-3.
The last game against Chicago, maybe it was the, it might have cost them in that game, especially teams tonight. It was a big factor in them being ahead 5-2.
The other factor, I think, tonight, Peter, 9 players will get at least 1 point for the Avs. You're talking about a nice team effort there. 9 different players with a point this evening. At this point, still with 2 minutes to go.
Yeah, and inside of it, there's been some real nice moments for Iginla. We sort of forgotten about the fact that tonight is an historic night. He ties Nieuwendyk and Sundin on the all-time list goals scored with, 564 NHL goals, and that's a big number. You walk in the National Hockey League, and someone says to you, you know what? You got to go out there and get me 564 goals. You're going to gulp. I don't care how good you are.
5-2, Avalanche on their way to their 9th win of the season. It's the Landeskog. Pass in front, tipped, and a sliding save by Lindback. The Avalanche will get back to even at home. We'll go to 5-5-2 this season at Pepsi Center. There's still 4 more games to go between these 2 teams. 2 more in Denver and 2 to go in Dallas.
The Avs will get their first win against a Central Division opponent. They came into tonight's game 0-3-2. And on the other side of it, Dallas came in 0-5-2.
They're still looking. Pass in front by Spezza, goes to Seguin. Gives to Ben. Scooped it back to the point. Slid across. Shot, and the glove save made by Pickard. With just over a minute left to go in the game.
A couple of times we have seen this line, Mike, and now we talked about the chemistry they first had. They were working things, but look at that pass. I mean, Lindbergh does a great job to get across. The back part, Lindbergh.
He's a great pilot. That's what
I was going to say. He flew across there perfectly. But again, I mean, he was coming hard. A great pass by Landeskog.
Shot, and a blocker saved by Pickard, but the whistle was being blown as that shot was being taken. We'll redo the faceoff.
We look at the shots, Michael, in tonight's game. How many shots did Chicago get last game?
45.
45. You know,
but I think more importantly, Peter, the Avs have had 75 shots at the net tonight.
And Chicago had 78 against the Avalanche. So, you know, it shows you when you play the night before, you've got to jump on those situations. The team that plays the night before, they're coming in here. It is all about taking it to them early. The Avalanche, I think, even when it was 2-2, they did a terrific job in the first period.
And then you can see that really started to take over in the second. Another save by Pickard. And we got a little something happening after the save was made. Linesman jumping in, trying to separate the two teams. The helmet has come off, and now things starting to escalate a little bit. Brière's grabbed a hold of somebody. They're wrestling to the side. McLeod right in the middle of things with Jordie Benn. And we'll see if we'll have any penalties here. There's just 56 seconds left to go in the game. Oh, then McLeod gets shoved, and now the anger from Cody McLeod. He wants to go out with Roussel. They fought before. Here we go. Cody McLeod, a couple of right hands to the back of the head of Roussel, then he knocked him down. Things were simmering down, calming down, then all of a sudden, Roussel wound up Cody McLeod. The gloves came off, and we had a very quick little fight. And for Cody McLeod, that is his 7th fight, if they give him a fighting major, 7th of the season.
Well, Roussel came in a nice game, Mike. Roussel came in a nice game, 4th in the league in fighting, but also had 12 points. He's a very valuable guy for this Dallas club because he can do a little bit of everything. And of course, Cody McLeod. And at the end, it was all done. Nothing was really going on, and he just gives him a little shot up over top. And Roussel just, you know, said enough of it.
And McLeod, those gloves came off pretty quick.
Oh yeah.
And then the punches were quick.
The referee just indicating to both clubs 5 on 5, 5 minutes for each.
So that'll count as his 7th fighting major of the season for Cody McLeod.
Oh, they threw in a couple. They threw in an extra deuce for both.
Drop of the puck for the final minutes of this game.
2 minutes for roughing and 5 minutes for fighting.
Steal by Brière, and the slot shot by Talbot goes wide of the net. To the corner, played behind the net by Mullen. Back to Jordie Benn in the far corner. Now the last half minute of the game. Mullen moves in, his pass broken up by Barrie. Tyson Barrie, 3 assists tonight, 20 seconds to go in the game. Carries in, coming wide, he shoots, blocker save made by Lindback.
The only negative, Mike, inside of this game is John Mitchell. What happened there, and Fleisch, who was playing in his 100th game in the National Hockey League.
Holden shot, save made by Lindback, and the game is over. The Avalanche are victorious. Calvin Pickard with his 3rd win. And there's the parents of Calvin Pickard. Look at the big smiles for both mom and dad as they are thrilled for their son. Calvin Pickard gets the win, and the Avalanche convincingly beating the Dallas Stars 5-2 tonight. Alex Tanguay with the game-winning goal in the 2nd period.
And Mike, for Calvin Pickard, this is an easy one in the sense that every other game he has played, 3 times he's come in relief, which is never easy, and all 5 games had been 1-goal games up until tonight. So you got a little cushion to work with in tonight's game.
Well, the Avalanche celebrate, acknowledge the fans at center ice, and now head into the locker room to celebrate the victory. That gets them to 9-10-5, gives them 23 points. And the same amount of points as the Dallas Stars. Great win tonight for Colorado. And next up, the Montreal Canadiens. All right, let's listen in.